All right, so the last big thing to be on the lookout for in order to protect your life success system is oppressive environmental conditions, right? We said that empowering conditions are necessary for life and aliveness, and the opposite of that would be oppressive conditions in the environment. And that's not talking about the chairs and tables in your living room, it's talking about the psychosocial environment. That means psycho means mind and social means group, right? So it's in the minds of the people in the group and in the way we relate and our feelings and whatnot, our sensations and perceptions and intuitions, right? So, and the way we experience this psychosocial environment is through our feelings, by being connected, like a straw. I can drink, McDonald's coffee through the straw and taste it. It tastes good. In the same way, my feelings are like a straw to my environment, to that psychosocial environment. And when there is nutritious content there, it'll taste delicious. It'll make me feel happy, right? And when it's toxic, I'm gonna go, ugh, what is going on here? That was disgusting. Like, I don't like that. I don't, just get rid of that feeling, right? And the important thing is that when you get that bitter taste from an experience, that you then go about doing something to correct the problem. Because the thing that most people do is very dysfunctional. Most people, when they taste that bitter flavor of their circumstances, instead of trying to fix it, they instead try to pour a bunch of sugar on it with drugs and alcohol, right? That's the drugs and alcohol and the religiosity, being excessively religious and legalistic, and everyone's got to be like me or else you're all going straight to somewhere bad, and uh, I hate myself and that type of thing. Additionally, people use other types of distractions by like being hypersexual or, I don't know what else, escaping into other activities, right? The point is, or maybe even I've actually seen people use online role-playing games as a way of escaping from their circumstances because they have this character in the game, that they have a life and they talk to other people in the world, and they don't have to deal with the problem sitting next to them in their living room, right? So any of these things that we do are ways of masking that we don't like our circumstances, right? That we feel bad about something. And there's nothing wrong with playing online video games. Certainly nothing wrong with spirituality. I myself am a spiritual person and I believe in a higher power, right? And I definitely think that's a really great part of life. But what's not okay is things that are antagonistic to well-being, right? Because you can't engage in any kind of relationships with anyone or anything if you're not well, right? At least not, you can't engage in healthy relationships. And so empowering climate is required for life success systems to, be maintained. And oppressive circumstances will destroy it. So let's give a quick example. How do you know when you're in an oppressive environment? It's the opposite of the wheel of well-being. So I'll just kind of read them off from my list here that I've got by the computer. So instead of having a feeling of equality of value, you're going to feel devalued because instead of there being diversity in the situation, everyone's the same. It's all conformist, right? And instead of there being a feeling of safety because it's secure, you're going to actually feel insecure. You're going to feel unsafe because there's a threat that's present. There's an abuser. There's a border bully. There's a villain. There's somebody there who is approaching and responding to life with a predatory demeanor, right? With the qualities of character associated with someone who thinks they're like entitled to everything. And at the same time, they might portray themselves as if they're totally incompetent and they don't, or totally appropriate and they never do anything wrong. But once again, you can tell that they're present and that they're a threat by the patterns of action that they engage in. So additionally, you're going to feel things are unstable. You're going to feel unsupported. You're going to feel like you're not allowed to have freedom of choice, right? You have to do only what someone else says for you to do. You're going to feel like you don't have access to resources or you don't have enough resources. And we'll talk more about that in a second.